5 people have died in chaos at Kabul airport, where U.S. troops have been guarding the evacuation of embassy staff, witnesses say. The violence came on Monday, a day after the Taliban seized the Afghan capital and declared the war was over. It was not immediately clear how the 5 died. A U.S. official said troops had fired in the air to deter people trying to force their way onto a military flight. The aircraft was set to take American diplomats and embassy staff out of the fallen city. Video released on social media showed dozens of people running alongside a U.S. plane as it taxied along the runway before takeoff. One witness, waiting for a flight out for more than 20 hours, said it was unclear if the 5 had been shot or killed in a stampede. 3 bodies could be seen on the ground near what appeared to be an airport side entrance in another video posted on social media. Another witness said he had also seen 5 bodies. All evacuation flights from Kabul were temporarily halted to clear people who had converged on the airfield, according to a U.S. defense official. The chaos came as Taliban officials issued statements aimed at calming the panic that had been building in Kabul after militants who ruled from 1996 to 2001 routed the U.S.-backed government's forces. President Ashraf Ghani has been labeled a coward for fleeing Afghanistan. President Ashraf Ghani fled from the country on Sunday as the extremist Islamists entered Kabul virtually unopposed, saying he wanted to avoid bloodshed. Taliban spokesperson Suhail Shaheen said in a message on Twitter their fighters were under strict orders not to harm anyone. Life, property and honor of none shall be harmed, but must be protected by the Mujahideen, he said. In a Facebook post, Mr. Ghani said he had left the country to avoid clashes with the Taliban that would endanger millions of Kabul residents. Some social media users branded Mr. Ghani a coward for leaving them in chaos. Earlier, Mohammad Niyam, the spokesman for the Taliban's political office, told Al Jazeera TV that the Afghan people and the Taliban had witnessed the fruits of their efforts and sacrifices over 20 years. It took the Taliban just over a week to seize control of the country after a lightning sweep that ended in Kabul as government forces, trained for years and equipped by the US and others at a cost of billions of dollars, melted away. Al Jazeera broadcast footage of what it said were Taliban commanders in the presidential palace with dozens of armed fighters. Taliban forces patrolled the streets of Kabul on Monday. Mr. Niyam said the Taliban did not want to live in isolation and called for peaceful international relations. The militants sought to project a more moderate face, promising to respect women's rights and protect both foreigners and Afghans. Many Afghans fear the Taliban will return to past harsh practices in their imposition of their interpretation of Sharia religious law. Both the United Nations and the US said last week they had received reports that Taliban fighters were executing surrendering government soldiers.